Hello, welcome back. In the last episode, we worked on the jetpack to get us more glowstone and fix our power, and I told you I'd show you how we fix the power in this episode since I had to cut it short on the last episode. So we'll get into that right now. Okay, I forgot a couple other things we would need to change the power. The first thing we need are these painters, which I made, and they're from Industrial Craft. What the painters allow you to do is put cables next to each other without them connecting. Differently colored cables will not connect. They'll connect to uncolored cables, but not to differently colored cables. So if you make two painters, like a yellow one and a red one, you can paint cable and it won't connect. You'll see that in a minute. Now we also need high voltage transformers. The output of the MFSU is high voltage, 2048 EUs per tick, but the maximum input of the MFE is 512. If they ever turn that setting back on, your MFEs will explode if you don't put a transformer in front of it. So we want to make sure we do that. So HV transformer is an MV transformer, two insulated gold cables, an electronic circuit, and these advanced RE batteries. An advanced RE battery is just copper cable, sulfur, and pulverized lead. So I don't seem to have any more. Okay, there. So I know I should need one, two, I need one more copper cable. Alright. And I have no power. Alright. Don't worry, I thought about these things. I took out some overclockers so it wouldn't drain all the power immediately. Okay, now can we have the rest of our copper cables? Yes, we can. 3, 4. Okay, we've got 4 of those advanced RE batteries, so we should be able to make our 4 high voltage transformers now. Perfect. I'm going to go sleep the night away so we can start generating power again. And I'm not quite sure how I want to lay this out to hide it, but this is kind of my first pass idea. I don't know. I've got my 4 MFEs, so we don't want to connect them. We want to connect the HV transformers here. So let's see here. Now remember, this side with the more dots, that's where the big power is coming from. The small dot is where the small power is coming from. So if we shift right click, actually you don't want to do that. You need to make sure, if we shift right click, oh, that did work. I really thought it wasn't going to. Okay, well, whatever. Now we'll put our MFEs here. MFE1, MFE2, MFE3, and I have to fix that, and MFE4. And, well, that's roughly what I want. It's not quite what I wanted. That's, I'm going to have to think about this some more. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. So here is one of our metal formers, which is going to take an MFE all by itself. Here's a second MFE on the HV transformer that's going to power these 3 machines. Another HV transformer to an MFE to power these 3 machines. I haven't put the induction furnace back on yet, but I will in a minute. And then finally this MFE solely for this metal former. So that's how it's going to go. But as you can see, all the cables are connecting. So we actually have 2048 EU per tick going across this wire. That's really bad. So we need to paint these cables and make sure they won't connect to each other. So we paint yellow and red, red, and okay, that's not going to work. If you can't see it, you can't. And as you can see, they connect to uncolored cable just fine. So I want this one to be red. There we go. Yellow for those, red for these, yellow for those. Alternate the colors, and everything's fine now. If I place this here, no, I wasn't facing the right direction. Maybe I can place it if I go up here. Okay. Alright, let's try this again. Place this, change that around with a shift right click, and then place this one. That's what I want. Okay, so now we have 2048 going across this wire, and I don't need to go out this far. Oh, don't need it going that far though. Okay, so 2048 comes out from this MFSU. It goes to all these machines, and it goes to an HV transformer, taking it down to 512, and we go to our MFEs. And there's another change in industrial craft. When you break a MFE or any storage device, it can still keep its storage energy, or at least part of it. I think it loses 20%. That number may be off though. But if you break it with a flux-infused Omni wrench, it was about 20%. That's what I've seen so far. So these things are going to sit here and charge up. And that must have been our original one since it's already charged up. Sorry. It takes so long to grow. I hate to leave them there for any time. Okay, so we've got our solar arrays charging our MFSU. It comes out of there 2048 EUs per tick, which is 4 512 EUs per tick. We come down into each of our HV transformers, which steps the power down to 512, which is safe for the MFE. MFE charges up and outputs power into its wire, which is colored and will not touch the other wires. So 512 on this, 512 for these three, 512 for these three, 512 for this one. We now have enough power. Well, once these things are filled, we'll have enough power to run all of our machines. And let's see here. There's only one more problem in our system, and that is with the induction furnace, which cannot take 512 EU per tick. We actually need to step this down to 128, or I don't know, maybe have a different solution. I'll have to think about that, but that's my plan for now, to put another MV transformer here, although that doesn't look right. I will probably put it here instead, and that should be fine actually. So I don't think I need this cable. I think I can just put the MV transformer down there and put it on top. That's what I'm going to do. So let's see here. Let's see if I can make another transformer. What does it want? It wants iron plates. Okay, well, I will show you the fix and the completed stuff next time. This is a pretty good stopping point, I think. So I will connect the machines back up, hide everything back up, and I'll let the power charge up while it's working on stuff. So I'll see you next time. Okay, since we cut that part out of the last video, we have plenty more time to show you some more things. So let's do that now. Okay, so like I said, we're not generating 2048 EUs per tick. We're not even generating 512 yet. So these machines did run a little bit low on power at times, but I do have my 8 medium voltage solar arrays now that we need to make the high voltage solar array. So let's see how we make one of those. Need 8 of these and an HV transformer. I guess I never told how to make HV transformers. Well, I know I need one of those. Need 2 cables. We need an electronic circuit. And we need an advanced RE battery. This one's more problematic. Let's see, I need just one of these. I need 5 of these bronze item casing. We can get 2, so I need 3 pieces of bronze. Alright. I don't have any more space in here to tell it how to make bronze item casings, but you don't need them too often, so I'll just go over here and do it manually. Okay. Can we make this now? Now I need copper cable. Alright. Now we should be able to make the... Alright. Now can we make this? Yes. Perfect. And... there we go, a high voltage solar array. I told you at one time would solve all our power problems, but that was probably a lie. Alright, let's see here. Kinda like to put this farther down, I think. That's odd. Why is it... oh, I was wondering why it was getting power still, since there were no solar arrays. I turned this on for the backup system. Alright. Think I'm gonna move this slightly, which means I want a shovel. Alright, let's see here. So it's no longer charging, so it's got, let's see here, about 4 million EUs in there right now. So if I shift right click, it's not going to lose all its energy. Alright, and I would like this to be here. And I will make sure it's facing the right direction. Okay, so it gets power from the back. Going up here puts power out over here. That looks right. And there we go. And it's charging. So, okay, we now have a high voltage solar array charging up our MFSU. So we are now generating 512 EUs per tick. So, you know, we're doing pretty well now. Not perfect. I might go ahead and look into building nuclear generators, but not right now. I think we might make... actually, what we're going to make right now is a chunk loader. I am concerned that our quarry is stopping when I disconnect. I don't think it's keeping this loaded, so I'm going to shut this off. And the reason I'm concerned about that is because I don't see my ender lily seeds growing when when I have the server running, but not in the game. So I think we need a chunk loader down here to keep these things running. So probably put that back here somewhere. Alright, let's go upstairs and make that chunk loader. How do you make a chunk loader? We need gold, an enchantment table, and an ender pearl. Okay. So I need a book. Alright. Enchantment table. Chunk loader. Perfect. This chunk loader will make sure that our base is still loaded while we're not here. So I'll just throw it right here. And by default it loads a radius of 2 around it, which is going to load 9 chunks, it says. If we show the lasers, it'll show you what it's loading. So it's going to keep our crafting system loaded. It's going to keep our power loaded for the quarry. It'll keep the quarry power. It'll keep the ender lily seeds growing. It'll keep our backup powers running. How far in here does it go? Okay, it's going to keep all of our packagers going, so I can still do scrap. It's going to keep the farm loaded too, it looks like. Okay, not bad. One thing I did previously was I would keep my base in a single chunk boundary. That way I could load the whole thing and make sure I loaded the entire base. I don't know, I'm considering changing the setup, but I'll take a look at that later. I will come back and tell you what other things we're going to do. Back in a flash. Okay, I thought I'd show off the Nanosuits for industrial craft. I never used them, but it looks like it's just a energy-based armor system, although the helmet looks like it might have some kind of night vision system, which sounds pretty cool. So let's take a look at that real quick. So it's nanosuits, so we need to make nanosuit boots, leggings, body armor, and the helmet. They're all pretty much very, very similar. It's just basically the recipe with an energy crystal in here and use carbon plates for the material. So I believe I've already made everything we would need for this stuff. So here are the boots. Here are the leggings. Here is the armor. And the helmet. But I don't have those night vision goggles yet. So, can we make them? We've got rubber and an advanced circuit. We don't have everything else. Okay, so we need to make an RE battery. I've already made the plates for that, so it should already know how to make that. It needs advanced heat exchangers. Needs 2 of those. The advanced heat exchanger needs heat exchangers, copper plates, electronic circuits, and these lapis plates. Lapis plates are compressed lapis dust, which you get by macerating lapis. And I believe I already taught how to do all those things. Yeah, it's just still working on it. Alright, so we also need these illuminators. Illuminators, I don't know what they are, but looks like they need glass, tin cable, copper cable, and iron item casings. So we need 2 of those. And we need some reinforced glass. That's just glass with advanced alloys. So, reinforced glass, we need one of those. Alright. It's still making iron plates? Is it really? Sometimes, I don't know, it gets stuck and confused, you know? It waits on something and maybe something else uses it and, you know, it's a complicated process. Sometimes you gotta kick it and... Alright. Are we ready to make this yet? Yes, we are. Okay. Night vision goggles. And the nanosuit helmet. So, it's going to take a minute to charge these 4 things. Let me charge them, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and we're in the Nether. I wanted to show you the night vision. Alt plus your tab key, your mode key, turns on night vision. And sometimes it creates blindness, and I'm not 100% sure why yet. I thought it was just the sun, but... you know, it's got to be some kind of light source, because here I'm blind again, and I can't see at all now. So, alright, there we go. And I'll show you the fall damage. I've got pretty close to a full charge in my nanosuit boots, so look at that, 1 heart. Takes about 1,000,000 EU of damage, but hey, I survived that fall no problem. So, that's pretty good. Turn on night vision, and I go blind for some reason. Alright, I gotta figure that out, because I don't know what's causing it in the Nether. It's always night in the Nether. Let me turn the brightness back up like I normally do for the videos. Alright, so, you know, they help in some things, they don't help with everything. I hate the heat scar spiders. Go away. Alright, and I don't... You can't enchant them. I did try that. So I haven't found any useful, you know, enchants, because I'm used to my bronze boots, which have haste 3, and I'm really not liking my slow walking speed. So, that's unfortunate, but... to figure something else out for that. Alright. Going back to the overworld now. Nanosuit armor might be useful if I can figure out the night vision thing. If not, then I'm not sure how useful this is. You know, my armor's not that bad as it was, and I'm thinking power suit armor's probably where we're going to end up with the modular power suit system. So, but one more thing from IC2 to show off. Okay, that's probably time, so catch you next time.